Saturday night, January 11th. Welcome to the show. I'm Coach Mike, Emdem. We're going to go over 10 reasons today as to why you're failing. 10 reasons as to why you're failing. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, elite athletes. I'm gearing this toward elite athletes, whether you're retired or still in the field of play. So that's where we're narrowing this down to. If you're athletes, welcome. If you're not an athlete, welcome. But this is geared toward elite athletes, pro athletes, Olympic athletes, and people that are wanting to get to that level as well. So let's get started. Welcome, everybody. I appreciate you taking the time out of your evening to come check this out. There's going to be a lot of action-packed information that I hope you can resonate with. I want to give you as much value as I possibly can, because I believe that the more information that you have that you can implement in your life, the better your life is going to be, the better your team's going to be, the better your family's going to be, the better your community is going to be, the better your city, state, province, country will be. That's how that snowballs out. So if every individual human being self-masters themselves, because we're into self-mastery. Mastery over self is one of the hardest jobs that you'll ever have here on planet Earth. Mastering yourself, mastering your choices, mastering your habits, mastering your mind, mastering this thing up here that's in between your ears. That baby up there is a lifelong journey process to figure out, how can I master? Because there's two sides. There's a feminine side, there's a male side, there's a feminine side, there's a male side, the hemispheres of that. That's how it works. And you have to be able to manage your thoughts, master your thoughts. If you master your thoughts, if you are in control of your thoughts, you're going to be in control of your life. If someone else is in control of your thoughts, then your life's going to be out of control. You're going to be on autopilot. You'll be in the hypnotic rhythm, doing the things that you don't even know you're doing that are a detriment to you. We're going to go over what those are this evening. And then if I have time, if I get through these 10 things, then I'm going to show you 10 reasons, 10 things, 10 ideas that have been proven over time from people that have been wildly successful. If you implement these things into your daily, weekly, monthly, yearly routines, if you implement those things into your routines and you take out the things that are making you fail, you'll see like unbelievable progress in your life and the people around you and how you'll be treated and all those things that come with cause and effect. You reap what you sow. So you have to know the seeds that you are planting and the results that are coming from the seeds that you are planting. So before we talk anymore, I'm Coach Mike. A little bit of my background. I was born and raised in Regina, Saskatchewan. And then I moved to Saskatoon when my dad got a job with the insurance company, Saskatchewan Government Insurance. So I moved to Saskatoon, I think, when I was like 2 or 3 years old. And then we lived in Saskatoon. And then my dad got another job to transfer back to Regina in grade 6. Again, I'm a sports guy. I played all the sports. My parents put me through sports. We played hockey. Again, I always played at the highest level because I always wanted to play at the highest level. And I like playing with the chumps that are like playing, like they're not playing full out. So I always played at the highest level that I can possibly play. We played hockey in the winter. So we'd go out and flood the rink in elementary school with my dad. We go hose flood the rink. It was cool. We had to carry our skates and go walk to the rink. And then we play on the Saskatoon Raiders, which was fun. And then from there, we played on the Saskatoon Red Sox baseball in the summer. We golfed in the summer. And it was just a blast, just a blast. We played basketball, we played volleyball, we played tennis, all those types of things. It was a blast. And then we moved to Regina, where I played for the Regina Pacers in baseball. I played for a bunch of the hockey teams. I played Pee-wee football. And then I went to high school Belfort Collegiate, where I played football there. I played basketball there. I didn't play basketball. I had to play hockey I couldn't play both. I couldn't play basketball and hockey at the same time. And then I played volleyball. Then I played for the football team. Our football team was a disgrace when we started. They didn't have a coach. They didn't have an equipment. It was just a terrible. There wasn't even a program there. It was awful. And then we got a coach, Mr. Klempner came in, he cleaned everything up. He was organized, he was passionate, he was kind, he was caring, he was aggressive. He was all those things, and he implemented a program because he cared about the students. He cared about the athletes. He implemented a weight training program. He implemented a personal development program so you can get rewarded and things you can do to improve yourself as a human being, plus as an athlete. And I'm carrying that forward to you guys so we can help our pro athletes, life after sport, because what do you do after you're done sport? I was talking today, Mike Tyson, he lost like $200 or $300 million because he didn't know how to behave. He didn't know how to run his brain. He didn't know what to do with his mind. So you got Evander Holyfield, who is a little bit different than Mike Tyson, but Evander Holyfield beat Mike Tyson multiple times because he's strategic. He's not as wild and crazy as Tyson, but Tyson is Tyson and Evander is Evander. So that's an example. And then, so I played junior football with the Rams. We won. I'm not going to get into the story about that. We won 3 national championships in a row. My first year, we went undefeated. It was amazing. But everything just fed. I had a winning. We're winning. All we're doing is going to win. We're going to win. We're going to win. So you create a winning culture, a winning attitude. And if you lose, losing is unacceptable at any level. If all the people on your team don't accept losing, even though you're going to lose every once in a while, but if you don't accept losing and do everything that is associated with winning, running through the plays perfectly until you get to where you need to be so it runs like a well-oiled machine. So this is where we're driving this bus. So we're going to know the things that we're doing wrong. I'm going to go over the 10 causes of failure. And I played in junior football. And then I got inducted in the Hall of Fame for that. Then I got the opportunity to go play in Germany and Europe, to play semi-pro in Germany. They paid me. They gave me a car. They gave me a condo. It was great. So I went down there. I've had the ability to coach with CFL players and NFL players. I've met NHL players. I've played with CFL players. I didn't go to the professional leagues myself. They say I could have, but I didn't have that. I didn't have that goal or dream to do that. I went as far as I went with it, again, because I didn't live up to my full potential. I didn't even put in a full effort. But I did put my hand up. And I said, yeah, I'm going to do this because I'm aggressive. I like to learn things. I like to master things. And I like to do a good job. And I like to work together as a team. And I like to win. So that's what this is all about. That's why I'm catering to the elite athletes, because the majority of the people out there just want to be mediocre. They're fine. They're indifferent. They don't care. They're just like, blah. No, I'm catering to the elite athletes that want to make a difference in their life and the lives of others, and contribute to communities and contribute to societies, and to know what they need to do to get that done, to know what they're doing wrong, because you got to know what you're doing wrong first. Most people do know what they're doing wrong, but they don't want to look in the mirror and admit it, because it's like, then they have to self-examine themselves. So know what you're doing wrong, and then know how to implement the right things after that. So that's a little bit of my background. I've got a university degree. I used to be a corporate banker. I used to be a garbage man. I used to work for the city. I've run for council 3 or 4 times. I've got booted out of council because I'm too opinionated. I didn't like get, you have to say this and you have to, it's like, no, I'm not going to say what you guys tell me to say. I'm going to say what I believe. I'm not going to say what you guys tell. So I've got booted out of council. They ganged up and tried to they booted me out of council because I'm too of my opinions. It's like, okay, that's fine. I don't need to be here anyway because it's a waste of my freaking time listening to you guys play Ring Around the Rosie. It was a joke. So yeah, these meetings, these corporate meetings, or sitting on a board of directors, all they do is play Ring Around the freaking Rosie. No, there's no action plans. There's no nothing. It's like, it's just a free ride, and it's a joke. It's an absolute. So I couldn't even imagine the upper ends of government that are running right now. So I hope I've run for government, 4 times, and it's like I'd go in there and kind of do what Donald Trump's doing right now and change everything, because it's an absolute joke. It's an absolute joke, but we're not going to derail ourselves from talking about politics or religion at the moment. So that's a little bit about myself. I've been divorced. I went through the messiest divorce you can ever go through. I'm not going to go into all that. So anybody that's divorced out there, I can help you out with that too, because I went through the messiest one you can absolutely go through. Is like it was a joke. But enough of the negative, but we're focusing on the negative today. But we're going to tell you that you don't want to focus on the negative. You got to know what's wrong, know what you did wrong, learn from it, and then implement the positive things that are going to make you better. Say, Coach Mike, I thought you were supposed to encourage us. I thought you were supposed to like make and uplift us and encourage us. But yeah, it's not going to be fake. It's not going to say everything's like sunshine, rainbows, and lollipops all the time, because it isn't. It isn't always sunshine, rainbows, and lollipops. You got to go through hell in order to get through heaven, because it strengthens you and it gives you a purpose. And then since you've had the experience of going through it, then you can help other people so they don't have to go through all those landmines. And if they're going on a journey, they don't have to fall off the cliffs or step on the traps or get bitten by the snakes or get bit by the sharks or all those things. That's already happened to me, and it's probably happened to you. So you can help other people navigate themselves through the territory. So that's a little bit about me. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me at any time. Send me a message, email me. If you would like to set up a strategy session or have coaching with me, by all means, we'll send in an application, see if you're accepted, and we'll continue on here with the show. Causes of failure. We're going to go with number 1. The first cause of failure is a lack of well-defined purpose. A lack of a well-defined purpose. So what exactly does that mean, having a lack of a well-defined purpose? Most people don't even know why they get up in the morning. Why are you getting up in the morning? Do you have a purpose when you get up, or you just get up? It's like, oh, I got to get up. I got to hit the snooze bar, snooze bar, snooze bar. Oh, I got to go to work today. Those people at work, I can't stand them. My boss is an idiot. It's like, and then I got to get a bunch of coffee in my brain because it's like, that's going to give me my energy. I can eat my coffee. I need my coffee. That's going to give me my energy. It's like, so if you have a purpose in your life, you bounce out of bed. It's like, yes, I got a purpose for my life today. And I have something that I'm driven towards, instead of like, oh, I get to go to work. I got to go to work and talk to my boss and the employees, and my pay sucks. But so most people have a lack of a well-defined, when you have a well-defined purpose, and that's what we'll help you with. If you have a well-defined purpose, you want to get out of bed because you can't wait to work on your purpose, because you get to help a bunch of people, and you get to do it how you don't have to listen to a boss. You don't have to listen to a bunch of employees. Eventually, if you go to where you have the ability to go, you won't have to do that, because you'll be your own boss, and you can hire and you can get to work with whoever you want to work with. You get to work with the people that you want to work with, because you're the round peg in the square hole. You're the one that sticks out. You're the one that doesn't fit into the system. So number 1 is a lack of a well-defined purpose. Number 2, lack of ambition to aim above mediocrity. So most people just like, or they're good with the average. They're good with being average. It's like, yeah, I don't mind being average. I don't mind. I'm doing pretty good. It's like, again, I'm not pointing any fingers, because I've done all these myself. I've done all these myself. I've made all the screw ups myself. I'm not a perfect person by any stretch of the imagination. So don't think that I'm perfect by any means. I'm not even close. Not even close to perfect. So number 2 is lack of ambition to aim above mediocrity. Basically, that just means staying average. You're okay with the average. You're okay with like mediocre. Most people are okay with mediocre. They're indifferent. They don't care, not willing to pay the price, not willing to do what it takes. They're not willing to implement the habits on a daily basis that will get them to the place that they would truly, I believe, want to go, but they don't have the drive or the motivation or the inspiration. They don't have that internal drive, that well-defined purpose that would get them to love to get up in the morning, or to like want to be able to do this, or have a purpose that's way grander and bigger than themselves. So that's number 2, lack of ambition to aim above mediocrity. You're fine staying average. You're fine just being like everybody else. You're okay with that. Number 3 is a lack of self-discipline. I can relate to this, a lack of self-discipline. It's like, so do you have a lack of self-discipline in any areas of your life? Maybe in your eating, or maybe in your relationships, or maybe in your drinking, or maybe in your procrastinating, or maybe when it comes to your phone, or maybe it's the TV or Netflix or YouTube, or maybe you gossip about people too much, whatever. Do you have a lack of self-discipline in any area of your life? So another reason that you could be failing is you have a lack of self-discipline. Maybe you need to clean your kitchen. Maybe you need to clean a bedroom out in your house. Maybe you need to clean your car. Maybe you need to get in shape. Maybe you need to stop eating all that junk food. Maybe you need to stop watching too much TV. Maybe you need to stop scrolling through Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and LinkedIn, or whatever it is you scroll through on your phone. Maybe you need to stop doing that. What if you disciplined yourself to not scroll, catch yourself scrolling? It's like, no, I got to go do something productive. That's something that's going to move the needle forward. What if I did that? So another cause of failure is a lack of self-discipline on your team. If you have a sports team and you have the team and you're getting a bunch of penalties, lack of self-discipline. It's you're selfish taking penalties because you can't trip the guy. You can't punch the guy in the face. You women too, it's the same thing. I'm using the masculine because I'm a guy. So I remember whenever I say men or I'm using masculine, just add yourself in as females and males too. It's okay. Males and females, you're as one. Unless I catch myself and say, yes, it's men and women, girls and guys. So it's a lack of self-discipline, a lack of self-mastery on yourself that gives you the ability to fail. Gives you an ability to fail. Like, come on, ability to fail? No, you don't want to fail. People don't like losers. People don't like losing. People don't like failing. So again, hopefully, if you can resonate with this, you have to flip all these around. So the first one was a lack of well-defined purpose. Second, lack of ambition to aim above mediocrity. Third one, lack of self-discipline. So yeah, sometimes I got a lack of self-discipline, but you got to discipline yourself to eat properly, to go to the gym, to go for the walk, to go out in nature, to pray, to meditate, to read that book, to start that business, to start that funnel, to write that book, whatever it is, to make that phone call, whatever it is to you, to talk to that player that needs to be talked to, whatever it is, to change your attitude, to change your perspective, to change your whatever it is that needs to be changed. You need to discipline yourself, discipline your thoughts. Maybe your thoughts are all over the place. Maybe you need to focus your thoughts a little bit better. So lack of self-discipline. Number 4, you have poor health. You have ill health. You're just sick. So that's another thing. That is another reason for failure. If you're sick all the time, if you have poor health, then it's going to be very difficult to have the drive, to have the energy to be able to move yourself forward. So if you're, and that usually comes from your thinking and your environments as to why you have poor health. It's usually nutrition. It's usually not exercising. And then you have a negative mindset, poor health. So maybe you need to get yourself healthy. And then you have to figure out, well, what do I need to do to get myself healthy? There's a bunch of things that you can do to get yourself healthy. We're not going to get into all of them because we're focusing on your failures right now. What's making you fail? If you don't know what's making you fail, maybe you're not healthy. You don't have the energy. Your brain's not clear. You got brain fog. It's like maybe you need to get out of there somehow. You got to break through those chains and get yourself healthy. Because if you're not healthy, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to succeed. Another reason for your failure is because you're not healthy. You have to look in the mirror. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, am I healthy or am I not healthy? Mentally, emotionally. Take your clothes off. That's another good one. Take your clothes off in front of the mirror and have a conversation with yourself. Take your clothes off in front of the mirror and have a conversation with yourself and say, do I truly look healthy? The old saying, you are what you eat, you reap what you sow. Again, you reap what you sow. So your thoughts, are you reaping the failures of your thoughts? Is it your fault? Yes, it usually is your fault. You can't blame the programming from the TV. You can't blame the government. You can't blame your spouse. You can't blame your kids. You can't blame this, that, and the other. Go to the mirror, take off all your clothes, and have a conversation with yourself and get honest with yourself. Tell yourself the truth. And then ask the question, what do I need to do to become healthy? What do I need to do to become healthy? And then when you ask that question, the answer might just funnel into you. And then when you get the answer, you have to implement it. So that's number 4. Number 5, and this is an interesting one. Number 5 is a very interesting one, and it goes full spectrum. Poor childhood environments and parenting. Whoa, are we going to be honest here? We're getting pretty deep on the honesty and truth level here. So a poor environment in your childhood and poor parenting. So from your childhood, you remember when you were a kid, when you were that 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 5-year-old, 6, whatever it is, when you were a child, you had a terrible home environment and you had terrible parenting. A lot of the stuff that goes on now is because there wasn't a father. There wasn't a good, stable, real father in the household. If you had a good, stable, real father who knew how to parent, who knew how to love you, who knew how to discipline you, who knew how to educate you, because that's the head of the household is the father. If you had a good, stable father who is present with you, and then you had a good home environment where you felt safe and you felt secure and you felt loved and you felt kind of happy to be who you were as a child, you were able to go through that childhood experience with love and care and kindness and self-discipline. You were disciplined when you didn't do what you were supposed to do. You were disciplined. There was discipline. They just didn't let you do free reign and do everything. You needed to be disciplined as well. So you got love. And then when you knew you didn't, you got a little talking to, or you got grounded, or you might have got spanked or whatever it was, and you were a kid, you got disciplined. It wasn't like major violence, or it's not like really, really bad. The crime fit the time. So if you do bad things, you have to be punished for it. You have to be disciplined. You can't say, then you'll just keep doing it. You'll keep doing it over and over and over and over again. So I'd like to know what the numbers are for people that, I don't know if there's a lot of people that really had a really good childhood where they had a mother and they had a father, a mom and a dad, and they were caring and kind and loving, and they taught their kids whatever good morals and ethics and character and integrity and work ethic. And they allowed them to be free to do their sports or do crafts or arts or music or whatever it was. They allowed you to do those things, told you that drugs are not good, that alcohol is not good, and that you need to work at your craft to get done, and taught them business skills, taught them about finance, taught them about money, taught them about looking after your household, working together as a team, as a unit from a very young age. I don't know if there's a lot of parents that were like that. I'm sure there are some out there, but we have a lot of people still as children disguised as adults nowadays, but there's still that little girl or there's still that little boy in the man suit or the woman suit who looks like they're an adult, but they really aren't. They have not matured enough through the cycles of early childhood. So early childhood to middle childhood to adolescence to young adult and to adults, there's stages to go through. And a lot of those stages were like skipped or missed, or they stayed in the same stage all the way through because they're doing the same things and they're just destroying themselves. People are destroying themselves and they don't even know why they're doing it. It's like ridiculous. So poor childhood environment and poor parenting is a big one even now. It's like it's going on now. There's parents out there that don't have a clue how to parent their kids. It's like it's pretty sad. But we're flipping that around. We're going to show you how to do that. We're going to show you how to do it, because you can't just say it's all sunshine, rainbows and lollipops, folks. No. It's not all sunshine, rainbows, and lollipops out here. The world will beat you down, just like Rocky says, or what's his name, Sylvester Stallone. The world will beat you down if you let it. So you have to do something about it. You got to be able to but we're not going to get into that right now because we're working on the failures. We're working on the things that are making you fail. Poor childhood. Did you have a poor childhood environment? Did you have a poor childhood environment? Did you have poor parenting? And where are you at with that? Are you still kind of nurturing? I'm going to give you a little one here. What you need to do for yourself is with your grown-up self right now, because I'm sure you know right and wrong. You know what to do now. You have to go and talk to your younger self, that little kid within you, and say, put your arm around that little kid and said, it's okay. It's okay what happened to you. It's okay. Because now we're going to take what happened to you and we're going to use that to help other people so that doesn't have to happen to them. And that's how you break the cycle. You got to be able to break. You don't want to have this repeating cycle go on. And it goes on in cultures, it goes on in sports teams, it goes on in families, that rotating cycle of failure and losing. Toronto Maple Leafs, Saskatchewan Roughriders. Sorry, guys. I'm one of your biggest fans, but it's like, come on. You need Coach Mike on your team so that the losing stops now. There's no culture of losing. Why on earth would you want to create a culture of losing on your sports team? Come on. Brutal. Just to put on an entertainment show? Like, come on. Let's get back to the roots of why you're playing the game. You're playing to win. You're playing to win. And in order to win, you need good human beings on your team. You need good, down-to-earth, lunch bucket human beings who fit into the winning culture, who will buy into the culture. It's as simple as that. And you let them be the individual that they are. Let them be what they are and just expand on, but they have to put in the effort. They have to put in the effort. They have to know what they're doing. They got to play the game, and they got to be able to work as a cohesive unit. Throw the egos aside. Use all those egos and just allow them to thrive. Use the egos and allow them to thrive. And you as the coach, you have to you got to be able to shift all those guys because everyone's the best, right? Everyone's the best. Everyone's competitive. Everyone is better. So the alphas will sort themselves out. The alphas will sort themselves out just like the animals do. The humans do the same thing. And it's like, okay, yeah, I can't touch that. You want to level it up? You want to keep leveling it up? Let's level it up and keep on leveling it up to see who's going to get to the top level. Let's keep leveling it up. So the alphas will emerge out of both male and female sports teams. But enough of this losing culture crap. And it's like, oh, let's just have fun to play the game. It's like, have fun to play the game. So what's more fun? Becoming the best possible human being you can be, or just letting them screw around the whole time? I don't know who took it to this level, but I'm bringing back the way it's supposed to be done. The way it's supposed to be done. Don't let them screw around and piss around and all this other. No, you have to have an organized structure, put them into groups. And yeah, because I'm thinking on a younger scale now, even the young adult, the kids who are still in the adult bodies. Yeah, you still got to make it fun. But do you want to win? Winning is fun. Winning is so much fun. So you got to be able to put in the effort and the time and the self-discipline, the sacrifice, like we went before. Well-defined purpose. Here, I'm gonna go against my own rules here because I'm sick of talking about the failures, but we're gonna finish the failures. This is what you got to do. Lack of well-defined purpose. Have a good, well-defined purpose. Lack of ambition. Aim for mediocrity. Aim for riches. Aim for winning. Aim for Hall of Fame. Aim for the best possible outcome you could ever think of. Lack of self-discipline. Get self-discipline within your system. Self-discipline. It all starts in the mind. Self-discipline your mind, then self-discipline your habits, self-discipline your choices, self-discipline your actions every single day that are going to be in total alignment with the goals that you set for yourself, and that will allow you to achieve those goals even faster. This is where we're going. Poor health. Get yourself healthy. Start eating better. Start going to the gym. Start lifting some weights. Start reading good books. Start watching good audios. Don't put that garbage in your mind. Don't put that garbage in your mouth. Get healthy. From the ill health, poor health, you go to good health. Poor childhood environment and parenting. So boo-hoo, cry me a river. Don't repeat the cycle. Everybody's gone through that, some form of that crap. Don't repeat the cycle. Because it happened to you doesn't mean you got to pass that forward. It's like, come on, people. Stop the cycle. Say, okay, that happened to you. I'm going to make sure that these things don't happen to my kids. And I'm going to make sure that what happened to me doesn't happen to my kids, plus anybody else that I come into contact with. How about that one? Procrastination is the next one. Next reason for your failure is procrastination. You're procrastinating. How much do you procrastinate in a day? What does procrastination mean? See if I can come up with a definition of what procrastination means. Procrastinating, it means, mañana, I'll get that done tomorrow, I don't have time today, we'll get it done tomorrow, mañana. No, you do it right now. Anything that can be done today, you do it right now and don't put it off till tomorrow. Now I'm getting to the solution. I didn't want to get into the solutions, but I can't sit here and just bitch, whine, moan, and complain and say all that, because failure is kind of depressing, isn't it? But we need to know what's causing us to fail. Identify it and then overcome it and then move on to the habits that are going to actually get you to rock and roll and get you to go. So yeah, procrastination. How often do you procrastinate? How often are you procrastinating about, I should have done that? And then one day go by, 2 days, one day becomes a week, and a week becomes a month, and a month becomes a year, and 1 year becomes a whole entire decade. You know how long it took me to get my degree? It took me almost 10 years to get my business degree, because I had to stretch it out. I had to go party. I had to go drink. I had to go to the bar. I had to go chase women. I had to go do all these things. It was all fun, right? I had to go have all my fun, which is good. There's nothing wrong with doing all that, but it's not going to get you to it. Drinking does not get you towards a goal. Chasing women does not get you towards a goal. Going to the bars does not get you towards a goal, but it is fun. I have to say, I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun in my youth, for sure, definitely. But again, that stretches your timeline out. It took me, for a 4-year degree, it took me 10 years to get that. I took time off because I didn't have the well-defined purpose, and then I had a lack of ambition. So it's like, you see, all these I'm an expert at all these failures. I'm an expert at all the failures because I've done them all at a high level. So procrastination, you got to kill procrastination when you flip it on its head. Instead of procrastinating, act on it right now. Just do it. Just like the Nike commercial says, go do it now. Just start. You don't have to know what you're doing. You just start doing it. So instead of procrastination, do it. Lack of persistence. So what does that mean? What does persistence mean? It means keep going and going like the little engine that could. You got to chugga, 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 choo, choo, chugga, 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 choo, choo, chugga, 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 choo. Means you keep going no matter what. Keep going and going. You get rejected, you keep going. You fail, you keep going. You get going. Most people, it's like they try once, that didn't work. It's like they go to the gym. Wow, see, I'm not in good shape. I went to the gym for a week. It's like it didn't work. Or you start a new business. It's like you start talking to a couple of people and they turn you down, tell you you're an idiot, and it's like, you're crazy. Why are you starting a new business in this environment, in this economy? Come on, really? Are you out to lunch? What? It's like you have to say, and then this drives the bus back to all these other reasons for failure. Lack of persistence. If you have a clear vision, again, I'm going on to what you need to do because that's what I do. You have a clear vision, you have a defined purpose, and you have persistence that you can cut through all the rejection. How many times did it take Thomas Edison to invent the light bulb? He said, I invented 10,000 ways in which this will not work. And it got me all of the way to the reason how I got it to work. So 10,000 failures to get to the one bright idea that is in every household and commercial building today, the light bulb. The light bulb went off. So it took him 10,000 failures, 10,000 rejections, 10,000 people telling him he's an idiot, he's nuts, and he's crazy. So you got to be able to withstand rejection and failure. Play like Thomas Edison, 10,000 times. So you don't know how many times you're going to fail or how many times you're going to be rejected, but each time you have to go to the next step. Each time could be the next big thing. Each time could be the next big one, whether it's like 50 or 100 or 200 or 500 or 1,000. Thomas Edison was very persistent. Remember, people that fail have a lack of persistence. People that fail have a lack of persistence. Be like Thomas Edison. It took him 10,000 tries, and then he got it. So that's persistence. It's like he didn't just try once or twice, or I'll put in a week, or I'll put in a month, or maybe a year, then I'm done. If it doesn't work in like 6 months, I'm done. And then so that's how you fail. The 3 feet from gold, 3 feet from gold. It's like you could be like 3 feet from gold. You just keep going, and the gold's right there. And then someone else will take your opportunity and hit the gold, and then it's like, what? And then you'll complain and you'll whine, and it's like, and that's another part of this. So you have a lack of persistence. Get persistent. That's number 7, is the lack of persistence. Number 8, you have a negative personality is another reason why you're failing. You have a negative personality. No one wants to be around you. You have stinking thinking. Everything sucks. Everyone's a loser. It's like all you do is complain and whine and moan and bitch and talk about religion and talk about politics and talk about all this. You have a bad personality, terrible personality. You're not like, you should be glowing. You should be like encouraged. If you're encouraged, I've had to shut people up because it's like, oh, you just drain the living shit out of me. Excuse me for like swearing. You just drain the shit out of me. Just being around you just drains me because you have a bad personality. You have a negative personality. All you do is find the holes in everything. That's all you focus on is what's wrong in the world, all the negative things in the world. You're watching the news showing like all the crap that's wrong in the world. Yeah, we know what's wrong. We also know what's right. So that's why we're going over the failures, because we need to know what's wrong. And then when we find out what's wrong, then we can flip the script, and then know what we can do right. So if you have a negative personality, again, look at yourself in the mirror, get naked in front of the mirror, look at yourself. Do I really have a negative personality? Yeah, maybe you do have a negative personality. I don't want to be around negative people that have negative personalities. No, thank you. And I'm sure you don't want to be around people that have negative personalities because they just repel you. No, thanks. So that's number 8. Number 9, we're getting down to the nitty gritty here. Number 9 of 10. And then I'll read them all through again in case you didn't get them. You should have a pen and a paper, and you should be writing these down so you know what is going to stop you. What's making you fail? You're going to know what's making you fail. Number 9. And I could, like I said, I'm an expert on all these failures. I'm an expert on all the failures. Number 9 is picking the wrong selection of a mate for marriage. You pick the wrong partner. So if you pick the wrong partner in marriage, that's a good reason for failure, because if I always use this analogy with my ex-wife, it's like, okay, I'm digging the hole to build the swimming pool, because this is an analogy, by the way. We're building an underground swimming pool, but it's like, it seems like I want to build this swimming pool, and I'm starting with a spade. I'm digging it out, and this is where we're digging it. And she come right in behind me and fill it in. It's like, what are you doing? I'm trying to build this swimming pool, and then you're coming behind me and fill it. It's like, what are you doing? Why? So if you pick a bad mate in marriage, it's like, you're not going to be getting too far, because they'll suck every avenue out of you, and then they'll leave it like, what just happened? And that's not only marriage, but marriage is the most important one, because that's your life partner. So if you're picking a life partner, and we have a program for this, relationships are one of the most important things. The relationship with yourself, the relationship that you have with your creator, God, the universe, whatever it is when you call it. I call it God. So, and this goes to the relationships. If you have a relationship that you love yourself, you have a relationship where you love God, and you have a relationship that you love others, and you're true and true about that, and you're pure about that, and your heart's in it. You actually love yourself, because you have to love yourself. Then you have a love for God, and you have a love for others. That's the Trinity in that thing. So if you don't have that, if you have a hate for others, and you hate yourself, and you hate God, how you can tell that is if you're sinning all the time. You're doing all the wrong things. You're doing all the things that are like not good for you, not good for others, and not good for society as a whole. So again, if you pick the wrong partner and you're not compatible, you're like fire and water. You're like just like you're water and oil. It's like you got to be able to work together. If two or more people have the same mindset, have the same goals, have the same purpose, have the same drive, have the same persistence, have the same health, they're all on the same page that they want to do good in the world. They want to get healthy. They want to be healthy. They want to help other people be healthy. They want to help other people succeed at business. They want to help other people know how to manage their money, their finances. They want to help other people. And that goes to the family, that goes to the community, that goes to the sports teams, that goes to the city. That's the people we're looking for. That's the people we need. That's the community we're growing. So if you pick the wrong partner that's chopping you off at the legs and cutting you down and stealing from here and taking from here and gossiping about here, then it's a tough one. Again, I have a program for that. That'll help you watch out and show you how to pick your partner, and it'll show you how to get out of a bad relationship. If you're in a bad relationship right now, I can show you how to get out, because I got out of a really bad relationship. And even if this is the full spectrum of this. Before you get married, I can show you what to do before you even want to even get married or pick a partner. Before you even pick a boyfriend or a girlfriend, I'll show you what you need to do to protect yourself and make sure that you look after yourself first, even though you might love them. That love phase is just a fantasy land phase. That's like they call it the fantasy land, or like the honeymoon phase, where everything is like they're in like cloud nine. So you have to kind of, like I said, bring the divorce first, bring all the stuff that you would deal with in a divorce at the beginning and deal with that. So deal with a divorce, act out a divorce like at the beginning, and then see if that's the person that you'd want to go through the whole process with. And if it works, then you might have found yourself a winner, a keeper. But take your time. Don't rush. Don't get forced into it. Don't let them manipulate into it. Don't take the sex out of it, because that's a huge one. If you take the sex out and the alcohol out and the drugs out and all those things in a relationship, really truly get to know who they are over a long period of time in a whole bunch of different scenarios, because they will tell you who you are and they'll tell you who they are. Don't rush into it. Don't let them force you. Don't let them manipulate you or pay for a whole bunch of stuff to think that there's a nice, really good guy or a nice, really good woman. Don't let them do it. Get to know them over a long period of time. Don't force yourself and don't get rushed into it, because I'll tell you what happens, but not here. And it's not good. It's pure hell. It sucks. It's a joke. It's like, no, that's not how it's supposed to go. So if you have a wrong selection of a mate in marriage or a relationship, that can make your life into a living hell and cause you to fail. But the good news is there's always a way out, and there's always a seed of the equivalent amount of success from each failure that you have. That's the good news, because I got to put positive spin. I didn't think I was going to put positive spins, but I have no choice but put positive spins on all these failing. What are causing you to fail? So number 10, here we go. This is the last one. This is the big one. And there's subheadings of this one, so get ready for that. Write these down. Number 10 is one or more of the 6 basic fears. You have one or more of the 6 basic fears. And fear is a big one, because fear, that's how they drive the whole system here right now. That's the whole heaven and hell thing. It's like there's hell. There's a hell. I don't want to go to hell. I don't want to go to hell. Well, we won't talk about that right now. So the 6 basic fears, what are they? You have one of the 6 basic fears is a fear of poverty, fear of criticism, fear of ill health, fear of the loss of somebody in your life, fear of old age, and fear of death. So can you resonate with any of those? Again, fear of poverty, fear of criticism by others, fear that you're going to lose all your money, you're going to lose all your assets, fear that whatever you do, you're going to lose it all. It's all going to be gone. Yeah, you've ever had that fear? So you don't even do anything, you procrastinate, and you have a lack of effort, and you're overcautious and all that thing, and all those things that could be good for you. It's like, oh no, that won't work. And no, they're going to try to just take my money for that. And they're just after my money. Yeah, you still have to be aware. So we have a fear of poverty, fear of criticism. What are people going to think about me if I do something like that? If I do something, What is my family going to think? What are my friends going to think? What are people going to think about me? They're going to be talking about me. It's like, who cares what other people think? Ill health. It's like the fear of ill health. It's like, oh, I'm going to get sick. I could like that night not work. Or it's like that. What's going to be happening to my brain? It's like, no, I better not do that. Loss of the love of someone. Maybe you're doing it because loss that you're going to get, this person won't love me anymore if I do this. So I have to keep doing the same thing. I can lose some friends. I can lose some family members if I do something that I know I should do. Fear of old age. It's like, I'm getting old. It's like, and then you try to reverse. Well, the way I'm trying to reverse that is just by doing good habits. So fear of old age is like, you're going to age anyway. It's just a number and we're all going to die anyway. That's the next one. The fear of death. You should look forward to death if you're going to heaven. You should look forward to death. Live a life here that's worth for when you meet your maker at the end of the day. When you meet your maker at the end of the day, and you got to answer to him. And it's like he'll say, okay, he's got a cell phone there, and he's scrolling through it. It's like, okay, so and so. It's like, yeah, here you're right here. This is everything you've done. Why didn't you do something with all the talents I gave you? Why didn't you do something with all the talents I gave you? You didn't do anything. You were mediocre. Like, what happened? What happened? You didn't realize your full potential. So if you think about on your deathbed when you're meeting your maker and he asks you, what did you do down there? What did you do? And you're like, well, yeah, I didn't do this and I should have done that. And I could have, well, talk about that right now and then go do the things that you regret that you didn't do on your deathbed and do them right now. Excellent. So that's the 10 major reasons that are making you fail. I'll go over them again here quickly. Number 1 is a lack of well-defined purpose. You have a lack of a well-defined purpose, so you have to find a purpose. Number 2, lack of ambition to aim above mediocrity. You like average is okay for you, right? I just want to stay average because too much work. I got to put in too much effort. And who loves those? Rich people are like bad anyway, right? So it's like, I'm just going to stay one of these. Rich people are bad. They steal from everybody, which is wrong. Most rich people are the most giving people that give to like here and there. And a lot of them came from nothing too, but misconception. Number 3, you have a lack of self-discipline. Lack of self-discipline is number 3. So all you got to do is flip the script, discipline yourself. But sometimes it's hard to be perfect. Again, I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. There was one man one time that walked on water that it's still questioned whether he was perfect. But yeah, self-discipline yourself to do the things you know you need to do. Because if you have a lack of it, it's not going to be good. Poor health. If you're not in good health, get yourself healthy. Start eating better. Start exercising, start lifting some weights, start going for a walk, start getting in nature, start quieting your mind, monitoring your thoughts. So number 4 is poor health. Number 5, you had a poor childhood environment and terrible parenting is another reason for failure. Another reason why people fail. Poor childhood environment and poor, terrible parenting. So again, take that and flip it. If that was you, say, you don't want to keep repeating the cycle and be a poor parent and terrible parenting and have terrible environments for your kids. What do you need to do? Stop the cycle. And say, okay, this happened to me. I'm going to make sure this doesn't happen to you. I got to make sure this doesn't happen to you. Poor childhood environment. Make it a good environment for your kids. And be a good parent. Be a good father. Be a good mother. And then you'll stop the cycle. Procrastination. Catch yourself procrastinating. Oh, yeah. One day goes by. Mañana, I'll do it tomorrow. Come on, I'll do this tomorrow. No, you do it right now. Do everything that you can do today. Don't lollygag and fiddle around and do things that you're like, Yeah, no, don't procrastinate. Do it now. So procrastination. Are you procrastinating? Number 7, lack of persistence. You try once and twice and then, that doesn't work. No. It's too much. My emotions are too sensitive. My ego is too fragile. What are people going to think of me if I keep on trying something that I don't really know what I'm doing. Why? What are people going to say? What are they going to think of me? It's like, no, keep going. Doesn't matter. People could care less. Who cares? You're not on their mind all day. Are you kidding me? I would hope they have better things. Like, who cares what they think about you? It's more what you think about you and what God thinks about you, what you think of yourself. You are very important. You are a very important person. So it's what you think about yourself is way more important than what other people think about you. You know your heart, you know your motives, you know your intentions. Make sure they're pure, make sure they're kind, caring, make sure they're in line with how things are supposed to be out here, because it's an unbreakable law. It's an unbreakable law. If you have a dirty heart, if you have like a cold heart, if you have the wrong intentions and the wrong motives, all that's going to come back onto you. I'm telling you that right now. If you have the wrong motives, and it's all coming back onto you, because it's the mirror effect. You reap what you sow. Those are seeds that you're sowing. That's what you're going to reap. So sow the seeds that you would want to reap. Do unto others as you would have done unto you. As you would truly like people to treat you, that's how you treat other people. Simple. It's also simple. I don't know. Simple stuff, folks. Lack of persistence. Lack of persistence. That's number 7. So number 8, you have a negative personality. Do you have that cloud? Do you have that cloud like Pigpen and Charlie Brown? No, he's got like not the cloud. That's the one where he's got like the dirty that just follows the Pigpen. Yeah. Or is it the dark cloud with like is it the Gruesomes on the Flintstones where they got the lightning and the dark cloud that follows them wherever they go? So yeah, if you have the negative personnel and you have the dark cloud that follows you wherever you go, then you might want to change that. You might want to put the sun up there and have the sun follow you wherever you go. There's a little hint there. Have the sun follow you wherever you go, not the dark cloud with the lightning and the thunder coming down on you. No. So get that negative personality and turn it into a pleasing personality. You have to have a pleasing personality, fun personality, smiling personality, a bright personality, an encouraging personality, an uplifting personality, instead of a dark, dreary, negative, blah personality. Because that's the reason for your failure. You have to have a good one. Number 9, we just went over this. The wrong selection of a mate, the wrong selection of a marriage partner. Pick the perfect person for you. Take your time. The person is not going to be perfect, obviously. Wrong wording there. But selection is very, very, if you're picking a sports team, you want to know about their family. You want to know about their academics. You want to know how they think. You want to know about their values. You want to know about their integrity and their character and how they're spoken, how they communicate, what their goals are, what their ambitions are, what their purpose is, what they want to do for education, what they want to do for a career. If they love themselves, if they love their family, if they have a good relationship with their family, if they have a good relationship with their friends and all that kind of good stuff. Take the time to get to know any potential partners before you get into a deep relation. Don't let them manipulate you. Don't let them like buy you a whole bunch of stuff or take you on trips or pay for this and pay for that and make a make-believe world that doesn't exist for you to get them to like, oh, this is the best person I've ever met. It's an illusion. That's like, yeah, it's an illusion to reel you in. So snap out of it. If you're in that right now, I'll show you how to get out. Again, I got a program for all of these ones here that I'm talking about right now. I got a program for them all. So again, email me if you want one strategy session. We can do one strategy session just to kickstart you, or I got a 1-month program, 3-month program, 6-month program, or a full year program for you to get you rocking and rolling with your life, your business, whatever it may be for you. I want to help you do it. We got you for it. Number 10, one or more of the 6 basic fears, which are poverty, criticism, ill health, loss of the love of someone, old age and death. Loss of the love of someone, one or more of the 6 fears. So if you have one or more of the 6 fears going on and within you, the fear factor going on within you, a lot of people are fear-based. The world's fear-based. It's like they're going to scare you so you don't act. I'm too scared. I'm paralyzed. I can't do anything. I'm just going to sit here and wait. Someone's going to come and save me. No, that's not happening. No one's going to come and save you. Not here. No, the government's not going to come and save you. I'm not going to come and save you, although I could, but you got to save yourself. You got to put the life preserver on yourself first. You got to put the oxygen mask on yourself first. You got to do something to help yourself first. I can only help you if you're willing to help yourself, which sounds like, how does that work? If I'm helping myself, I don't need your help. Yeah, I want to get you to the point where you don't need my help. But if you need a little kickstart, you need a little accountability, you need someone to kind of walk you through or to coach you through. That's why they call me Coach Mike. Hey, Coach Mike. Hey, you're MDM. Who's MDM? MDM or Coach Mike? MDM is like a spin-off from Emdem, but my initials were MDM, Michael Douglas Moore. So I thought I'd put the M with the EM and put the D in the middle of the D of the EM and just call it MDM, but most people call it Emdem. And then, did you get that? Maybe, maybe not. It's okay. No big deal. So yeah, that's where the MDM comes from. Is my initials is Michael Douglas Moore, MDM, but there were way too many MDMs, and there's MDMA, which is like ecstasy, which is where I want to get you at. So it's like, I thought about the acronym EMDEMA, because we're from Canada, A. So if you go MDMA, that's like MDMA, which is like ecstasy. That's how you should feel on a regular basis. Does that make any? I love that. That's a good marketing tool. We're going to make a t-shirt about that. MDMA. Take that. Let's go. Let's rock and roll. Anyway, those are the 10 causes as to why you are failing. Again, isn't this a positive? This is supposed to be like a positive, encouraging web class or web seminar. Positive and encouraging. Yes, positive, encouraging. But you got to flip all these around. You got to know what you're doing wrong in order to know what you're going to be doing right. Because if you're just in la la land, it's like, I'm doing everything right. No. You're not. If you're failing, if you're losing, you're definitely not doing everything right. If you're losing, you're failing, you're definitely, again, remember, I'm an expert at all these. It took me 10 years to get my degree. It took me 10 years to get my degree. Are you kidding me? It took me 40 years to get married. I picked the wrong one. Or maybe I had a lesson to learn. I obviously had a lesson to learn from it. So it was a costly one, but it's okay. It's nothing. We got this. We're ahead of the game already. We're way ahead of the game already. No problem. So again, I'm an expert at all the failures, and I'm also an expert at all the ways to win, because that's what we do. We nothing but winning. We create winning cultures. But if you don't know what you're doing wrong, and you think it's like, oh, we're good. No, you're not. No, not even close. Why are you losing all the time? You got to start doing this, and you got to get everybody to buy into this. And when you get everybody to buy into this, like really buy into it, then you're going to create a culture that all you do is win, and everybody wins. Everybody's going to win. Everyone's going to win. And then, yeah, let's rock and roll. I'm Coach Mike, Life After Sport Playbook for elite, the Life After Sport Playbook for elite athletes with me, Coach Mike. We're creating a mastermind group with elite athletes so we can have discussions about the Life After Sport Playbook, beginning with the end result in the forefront of your mind. Every action that you take, you have to have the end result that you would love to achieve in the forefront of your mind. So this goes with these causes of failure. If you're failing, then the actions that you're doing obviously aren't the right ones. Whether if you want to get healthy, you're eating crap food, you're not going to the gym, you're not going for the walk, you're procrastinating. If you've had a poor childhood environment and poor parenting, then you gotta cure that inner child. That's still the inner child that's insecure, that doesn't have the love that child within you. Allow God, put God's energy into there, and allow God to love that inner child, make that child feel safe and secure and loved, and everything is going to be okay. It's okay to be that. So we're done here, folks. I enjoyed speaking to you. If you have any questions, again, you know how to get a hold of me. I love Coach Prime because I ain't hard to find. I ain't hard to find, just like Coach Prime. I ain't hard to find. I'll be here. I'm not going anywhere. And we're going to rock and roll. Any elite athletes out there, any ex-pro athletes, anybody that's still playing major sports, basketball, football, hockey, golf, baseball, those are the main ones. But we will accept people from other sports, males and females. Let's rock and roll. Let's mastermind together so we can figure out how many winning let's raise the standard. We're going to raise the standard. We're raising the standard in our lives and the lives of the people that we touch. Raising the standard. That's what needs to be done. Clear communication, truthful communication among people, and it's okay. It's quite okay. I got your back. It's fine. I'll take the hit. I'll take the hit. Taking enough hits doesn't really matter anymore. So thank you, folks. Have a good one, and get a hold of me somehow. Again, if you want one of my coaching programs, we can do just one session. We can do a month. We can do 3 months, 6 months, or a full entire year. Pricing, I don't have the pricing up on here. It's very reasonable. Very reasonable. It's just like taking your car in. It's just like taking your car into the shop. Pricing is the same. A little bit more. I like to believe that I'm worth about 20, 30,000 bucks an hour, but I'm not quite there yet. So it's in the couple hundred price range, a couple $100 an hour. That's nothing. Take your car in. What about taking yourself in? Taking yourself into the garage. If you take yourself into the human garage, I'll help fix you up. We'll put you back on the road, and then you can get rocking and rolling again. No problem. All right, folks. I'm Coach Mike. This is the Life After Sport Playbook for elite athletes. Love talking to you guys. I love you guys. May God bless you guys, and may you have an excellent, excellent Saturday evening. It's now 7 o'clock. It's January 11th. We'll see you tonight. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you when I see you. And you guys have a great one. Love you guys. Adios, amigos. End of the stream coming. Let's rock and roll. I'm going to get into here. See if I can get into this. And we'll get into this. See you guys. Have a good one.